All right, everybody. Hey, what episode of Pocket Change? I know we
What
missed a
number is
week
this?
because I've been traveling from work. As you can see, I'm in a hotel room. The first try, the internet wasn't good enough, so I had to join the rewards program and become a rewards member to get the upgraded internet. And then it took like 5 days for that to get approved. So now that I have the rewards
You gotta
program,
get approved.
yeah,
You gotta get
they wouldn't just give it
approved to
to you.
be.
Yeah, I need to process the application. It would be funny. They come back and say, "Yeah, we don't want your money. Go away."
So,
But
hello,
I got
Pocket
approved.
Pals.
Yeah. So now that I'm approved, I have the faster internet, which is still only like 1/10 of what I have at home, but it should work. So sorry about last week. That was my fault. I didn't plan properly. Sometimes you just got to fly by the seat of your pants. Sometimes you burn your seat.
At least he packed stuff to take with him to be able to do
Oh
this.
yeah. First line of business. That drunk guy did send me the camera. But when
Hey,
I plug the camera in, this is what it looks like. That's the camera. And that's me sitting back where I was sitting. For me to get to this, I'd have to go halfway across the room. So I didn't think you guys wanted it. It was crazy. So I'm going to send it back for a return. No, I'm just going to keep it.
you're
It's
right. I
crazy.
do need my other chair. I feel like I'm sitting way down.
Yes, yeah,
Hi, hi.
you are.
I keep
I'm
trying to
little
set
Timmy.
up. It's not working. I need my other chair. I need
Yeah,
one
so
of
what
those.
you been up to?
How's your week been? Because of Timmy. Hi. It's
What?
gonna be. What was that? What was that British guy a few years ago? He had that where he would like call up schools. And he was like, what was his voice? He did something like, my mama told me to go to school. Can you hear me at all?
I didn't hear you.
You can't hear me.
Be quiet.
He said something like, mama, my mama's sick. I can't remember anyway. Just call me little
Okay, that
Timmy.
was funny.
Anyway,
Anyway, so hey,
so
how's your
you
week been?
you have been. Well, I was going to ask you because you've been out of town. Your store has been on vacation mode.
Yes, I put them on vacation
We.
mode. So this week on vacation mode, I sold 9 things for a
My
total of
God,
I don't know. Hold on, I have to look that up. You
I
want?
don't think you should be looking that up.
I'm
You're
gonna
not
look
a
it up on my
hotel
phone real
internet.
quick.
That's probably a good idea.
I gotta take my glasses off so I can look at the phone. It's when you get old, people.
It's
You don't
weird, isn't
understand.
it?
I was hanging out with a guy talking to him. He's like, "Yeah, when you're old like me," I'm like, "How old are you?" He's like, 49. I'm like, I'm older than you. What are you talking about, old like you? I don't know. Even that old guy's podcast, they're 40, mid 40s. They're like the old guys. No, I'm 51, and I'm still young. I don't understand why you guys give up and say you're old. You're not old. It's a mindset.
It's just easier. That's why I'm trying to grow the white beard so I look like either a moron or I look like I've got some wisdom. One or the other.
There you go. So I'm going to get me a
It is getting a little
little
long
color.
here.
I
I'm
do
gonna
have
have
too
to,
much gray.
I'm gonna
I don't know.
trim mine up.
And I forgot
I
what I
saw a
was doing,
picture of
so it's a little bit
you're
slower.
look you're looking up what you sold 9 things while on vacation mode. So you're looking up the how much,
Yes, yeah, that's what I was doing.
and you're gonna look it up on your phone because the internet, even though you're on the awards program, the internet's a little slow.
It is very slow. It's not the best. So
Do, 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 do.
it doesn't have the week to date on the phone, or I don't know where to get it.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, I don't ever use the
Yeah,
phone.
I use the phone all the time. Hang on,
Well, I can go to the
that's
paid
it.
ready to ship
Yeah.
to home.
Oh no, it's just got total funds, 90-day total.
Yeah, I got a 90-day
Yeah,
total with it.
yeah. I don't guess it gives you the
Oh
what
yeah,
you've
so you make
done
me
by
feel like
the.
I don't know what I'm doing. You're just talking at your
I
butt,
thought it
man.
did. Yeah, I don't think it gives like a weekly total. I mean, do you not know it? Did you not guess at it?
30, 40,
Oh, he's doing math.
66,
Y'all see the smoke
70.
coming out of his ears?
It's like $120. not including shipping or any of the other stuff, but just what I actually sold.
So
So
maybe
that's not bad.
150. It's
Yeah,
not bad for being on vacation and people being willing to wait like 20 days because
yeah.
you're on.
People being
Well,
told
you're not.
your package will be shipped by May 1st. I don't even know why they bought it. I mean, I'm just like, whatever. Like the first two people, I was like, hey,
Yeah,
I'm on vacation. Like, yeah, but I really want it. I'm like, okay, you're gonna ship it, right? I'm like, yeah. So I
yeah.
don't know.
When I get back from work, I'm out of town
Yeah,
on work.
yeah. But it is much less than I normally would sell. But I actually expected to sell nothing. So
Mm-hmm.
I still after I pay the fees and everything, still got like 3 months worth of eBay paid for while I'm on vacation.
Yeah. I mean, so there's a thing, ladies and gentlemen, is depending upon the items you've got, even on vacation mode, which vacation mode, I don't know if we talked about what vacation mode.
Yeah,
It's
there's two
really a
different ones.
suspension. It's a voluntarily suspension for your account. You are suspending your account, basically saying, "Look, I'm going out of town. Don't hold me accountable for having to ship things out." That's really
Correct.
what it is. It's not a bad thing. Go out of town, just like Ben's is out on work right now, and yet still sell. So, because some people apparently will still buy. I mean, they will,
Yeah. So
which is pretty cool.
if you're going 15 days or less, you can just put it on vacation mode. It's called something different, but that way you can still sell. If you're going to be more than 15 days, you have to put it on completely off. So if you're going to be gone 16 days, you can't sell. So just try to make sure your vacations on. Who take? We're not European. We only take. Who takes more than 2 weeks vacation at a time? And this isn't. We're not in the Netherlands where we get 6 weeks a year, and we always go to France. We should probably move to the
Europe.
Netherlands.
We probably should. I wonder if we could do
Hmm.
eBay in the Netherlands. I don't know. I know
Probably,
we can do it
but
in the
probably would
UK.
be we could back
We
to the
do.
U.S., but the shipping would be astronomical. Probably wouldn't get many
Nobody
sales.
cares. I don't think
Yeah,
anybody cares. Here's what's funny to me. Okay, so with that one painting, the
yeah,
painting of Prague, the watercolor. Now I had two of them.
yeah.
One was a Glichy or Gleesh or how I don't know how you say it, ladies and gentlemen. I love art, but I don't know how you pronounce it. So Gleek, it's either Gleek, Gleesh, or something along those lines. Anyway, that one I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the watercolor.
Right.
It's funny to me. It's real funny because we talked about it in our last podcast 2 weeks ago. The lady bought it. She's from the UK. She paid through the nose on shipping. Freaking crazy. But if she finally got it, she gave me great reviews. Absolutely beautiful. But I just think it's funny that we bought that in Europe, brought it home with us,
Yeah,
and it got shipped back to Europe.
yeah.
So it's just kind of
It's interesting.
funny how that
Yeah,
worked out. She maybe could have bought one in Prague,
yeah.
probably for cheaper than she paid for me to have it and ship it to her. I mean,
Oh, for
I
sure.
don't know. Thank you.
She had to drive.
If you're
You have to go
watching
to
this,
Prague. So
if you're watching this lady who bought it, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I mean, I don't know if I really gained any money on it. What you have said all along, no matter what it is, all
yeah,
things sell eventually.
I
Because
agree.
I just sold those when I bought my saddlebags for my motorcycle. I got that turn signal kit, relocation
Yeah,
kits, and I bought one. It was the wrong bags that they shipped me, so I shipped them back. They told me they sent a box, and I was like, "This is not big enough for everything." They said, "Just ship back just the bags. Keep all the hardware. We won't replace the hardware." Well, guess what? The dummies did. Thank you, Viking Bags. They shipped the bags I supposedly wanted. Second attempt. It wasn't the ones I wanted, but it was at least the same model. It was just a different finish because I wanted
yeah.
a matte finish. They sent me the glossy ones. But anyway, so they shipped whole new hardware. Well, it turns out the hardware they shipped wouldn't fit my bike, so I had to buy new hardware anyway. So I just had this hardware sitting in a box I can't really use. I was like, I'll come up with something used for it. Listed on eBay. It's been on there the whole entire time. I finally, about 2 months ago, just said instead of just selling one, I'll put them both together. Put them both together, and they sold at like 2 in the morning, Saturday morning. So that just says And the guy actually paid more in shipping than the thing cost
Yeah.
because they're heavy little boxes. And I'm like, I don't know what he's going to do with them, but I packaged them up, shipped them out. They went out today. But, I mean, I never thought those things were going to sell. I was getting ready to take them off and donate them. Because I didn't really pay anything for them, technically, because they came with the bag, free hardware. But I still ended up making like $7.87 or something off of them, which is pretty cool.
That's cool. That's it.
Um,
Yeah, it's something out of nothing, right? So
yeah.
yeah. So yeah. So what else you been doing this week? You doing any sourcing?
I have been trying to do sourcing, but everything that I'm bidding on, I'm getting outbid. But you know what really sucks was this past Saturday, I had a bunch of stuff I had to go run errands and do and get done and get back because I had somewhere to be Saturday night, and it was the start of the yard sale season. So the yard sale season is upon us here in my neck of the
Yes.
woods, but I missed the very beginning ones. So maybe I can go out this Saturday and take a look at some feuds. But I have been still trying to source. Um, I'm very conservative. You folks know, and Benz knows, I'm very conservative when it comes to bidding. I'm not gonna overbid. If I don't think I can at least do 2 times the money, I don't buy it. And I've got my
Yeah.
little formulas. We've been over it several times. I stick to them, and I don't deviate. So lately, I've been getting outbid by like $2 or $3, which you might go, well, that should be okay. You might not make double. You might no. Draw a line somewhere, ladies and gentlemen. If you're doing this, if you're reselling, draw a line somewhere. Because the first thing you do is say, oh, well, it's just $2 or $3. I'll do it. And then the next time, oh, it's just a couple dollars more. I'll do it. Oh, and before you know it, you're going to be happy if you just make your money back. So
Yeah.
you have to
And then you
draw
have
that
twenty
line
two
when it comes
thousand
to
dollars of
sourcing.
stuff in a storage unit.
Yeah, but at least yours you can make your money off of. I'm talking about
I know.
getting caught up in the whole bidding and buying and
I've
sourcing
done
thing,
that.
which
I've
is
I've
easy to do.
overbid. I did was these
Yeah.
they were Funko Pops, but they weren't. They were like special ones for they're like Disney, but they're not. They look like Funko Pops, but they all have Disney ears. And there was
Yeah.
like 150 of them in this tote, and I'm like, man. And I looked it up, and there was the pictures. You couldn't take an individual picture one, so I kind of was ballparking it. And I was like, you know what? Yeah. And then I was thinking I get like at least $10 a piece for them, and I did bad. And it's one of those things. Last minute, I kind of ran across because like I kind of ignored it, and then I was like, yeah, what the heck? I ended up bidding up. It was like 150 of them in there. I ended up going $2. I ended up like almost $300. And I'm like, well, $2 a piece is more than I wanted to spend. Yeah, so I just didn't pay for it. I just like walked away from it. So
Well,
you can do that.
you
You
don't want
shouldn't
to
do
do
that.
that too many times. You
No,
shouldn't do that because you're going to get banned from the bid sites.
exactly.
And that's
And
not
I
what
told him,
you want to do.
I apologized to the people. I said, hey, I, I, I don't know what happened. I thought I was bidding $30, and somehow I bid 300. It went crazy, and then once it was in there, I couldn't stop. It just kept going. They were like, yeah, it happens.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it happens.
yeah. They didn't
I
believe me.
love how you can see the reflection
And I'm
of
like,
you
I'm
on my
just not paying for
glasses. But yeah, that does happen. Just control your bidding. Control because
it.
you
Yes.
get in the heat of the moment, and sourcing is a whole lot more fun. I love
Yeah.
finding stuff. Ben's loves finding stuff and going, oh, that's a great deal. Oh, that's really sell. But you got to be careful. And so this week I've been trying my thing of bidding early on Shop Goodwill.
Yeah.
That's not working out like I thought it would because I'm going ahead and bidding what I would pay for it, and I'm getting outbid by a couple dollars at the end, which is
Yeah.
fine. Um, it's okay. I'm not upset about it. It happens, and I fully expected it to. The big thing is what I'm either going to have to do is drop back on my valued items because I've really been trying that on items that are higher dollar items.
Yeah.
So like I'm like, well, and I'm probably going to get caught if I don't cut it out. But I ended up bidding like $350 this past week,
Yeah.
and when it all ended up shaking out, I was like, phew, thank God I don't have to explain to my wife why I spent $350. I mean,
Hopefully this doesn't all work out. I did the
Yeah.
same thing, man.
Open
And
my
honestly,
door.
right now I have like 8 things on Goodwill that I bid on. I paid for everything that I overbid other than the minimum bid. And then I sent him a note and said, and I really was confused. I thought I was in Tampa. I was in Tallahassee. Somehow, drinking. I've got the TA right, and the rest was wrong. And then I was like, well, I didn't see these on here before. So, well, I was going to still buy them. But the shipping, like they were plushes.
Which can add up. The shipping can
Yeah,
add
they
up
were,
on
and it
plushes.
was
It
like
really
10
can.
lots of them. And I was like, and they were worth the money. I mean, so they were like $7.99 starting bid, and then it had like 12 like foghorn leghorn and 12 daffy duck or whatever the different things, 12 to 15 in each one, and 7.99, less than 50 cents a piece. I mean, yeah, so I bid on them all, but they did the crazy thing with actual weight 3.5 pounds, build weight 21. I'm like, what? And they were all like that, so I couldn't come. I was like, well, shoot, I thought they were from Tampa. It was Tallahassee. I'm like, I'll still buy them. And then the shipping was insane. So like the 7.99 cost,
Mm-hmm.
and then on top of that was going to be like $18 to ship it to me. I'm like, well, that just made them not worth it. Then I'm like, well, maybe I'll just drive up there and pick them up. Yeah, no, it's 7 hours. So I'm like, I'm not going to drive there 7 hours.
You're not
Tallahassee's way
just
far
gonna,
away from Tampa.
just
It's
gonna
like all the way up
cruise
north.
for 7 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're not just gonna cruise
yeah,
for
three and a
seven
half there, three
hours.
and a half back. Seems like a lot of gas. Then there was one lot that I bid up. Wasn't the stuffed animals. It was some GI Joe stuff. But it was, and it's still even with the shipping was a good deal because the shipping was only 5 pounds, so the shipping was much less. Watching man.
Let's clarify here for a minute what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. And I know we got some new watchers who are joining us, and now they're probably catching up. But we talk about Shop Goodwill. Here's the thing: we don't ever really say the address. So I got a message today from one of my coworkers, and he said, "What are you talking about when you talking about Shop Goodwill?" I'm like, okay, so I told him, but it's shopgoodwill.com. It's real simple.
Yeah,
So when you hear us say Shop Goodwill, we're talking about shopgoodwill.com. We're not talking about Goodwill Finds.
no, that's
Goodwill
that's
Finds has some decent stuff on it, but it's priced so that they can make a really good profit on it, ladies and gentlemen.
if you go in there and look at the stuff that's on clearance, every once in a while you can find something, but I stay away from it.
Yeah, yeah. Goodwill Finds is where they've already found it, and they're wanting all the
Yeah,
money out of it. So they're not leaving a whole lot on the
yeah,
bone
they
for you,
already
probably
found
not
it.
enough to
They
buy it.
found it. They checked, and
Yeah,
we're gonna charge you out the hoo ha.
yeah. So, but now
Yeah,
you
that's a
were
fun
talking
place. I
about what
like
is it?
that website. So
What was you talking about? High bid?
high
What you
bid.
talking
I
about
think
the other
you.
night?
So now that
High
you're
bid.
trying to niche down into individual things, when I did the belt buckles, I bought a person's personal collection. That's what started me. Like 200 belt buckles. I spent like $500. I gave them like $2.50 a piece, and I sold most of those. And those were good belt buckles. That sold from like $15 to $30. So
Mm.
it was a lot of layout, but I was like, I knew I could make money. A few that I looked at, and they were in really good shape. Then I went on the shop Goodwill, and I said, hey, let's look at belt buckles. That's one of those places. If there's nobody competing with you, you can get a good deal. If somebody else sees it and they want it, they're going to run it through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's high bid, which you should check that out. And then I niched down the belt buckle, started, and I found some suppliers. So I have about 1,000 belt buckles, and I've kind of stopped on that, right? Because they're still selling. I
It's
mean,
probably a good
I
idea.
sold of the 9 things that I sold 4 belt buckles. So I'm still selling belt buckles and still replenishing them. But I was buying belt buckle after belt buckle, and I haven't bought any because I want to sell down what I got, and then put other things out there because I don't want to just be the belt buckle guy because you're looking at something that you're going to sell from $10 to $30, unless you get to the high end ones, and then I don't even know how they sell those. They're like $200 belt buckles. I'll figure that out someday
And
when I got the money to
and
spend $50 a piece to sell them for 200. But high bid, if you go on there and look for specific things, you'll find a bunch of auctions with like belt buckles or like you're talking about pocket watches. You'll probably find more of a selection of pocket watches. You'll be able to find lots of pocket watches. And the thing about theirs is they go out like 20 days. Most of their things are 20. They can go up to like 90 days. So you can look at these for a long time and do more research. And that's what I do. I go in there, look at them, I start really do some research, figure out what they're worth for real, Not like and their
How?
pictures are better.
Let's talk about shipping though. How's their shipping, and are they
So
willing
that's
to
the thing.
ship? Because a
Look
lot
on
of your
there.
auction sites.
Yeah. So you need to look on there. I've done it a couple different ways there. What you want to find is someone who does shipping in house. If they're doing the shipping in house, they're just going to charge you whatever it costs them, plus maybe $5 for a box. You don't want to find ones that take it to Joe Bob's Ship Shack, and then they charge you for every piece of bubble wrap and everything
Joe
else and everything. Yeah,
Bob
they'll
ship
charge you
shop.
everything. Like I bought stuff for $50 that fit in like a 12 by 8 by 6 box, right? This sucks, and probably weighed 20 pounds, and I ended up paying like $67 to ship it. So what you want to do is
Good
look at that.
God.
Now it wasn't that big a
Yeah.
deal because it was all belt buckles, and there was probably 100 belt buckles in there, so it's added 50 cents a piece to the belt buckles. Same thing when you're talking about with your, you're doing pocket watches. They're not big, so even if you bought a big amount, they charge you a decent amount for shipping, and you go across 20 or 30 items, you can make up for it. But if you look in Hidebid, go click on their shipping information and look at it, and a lot of them will be ship in house or they ship themselves. They just charge you whatever shipping is plus a box. There's other ones that say we take it to this, ship station or whatever it is. I've had that work out well, and I've had it not. The first thing I bought on Hibid, and I got on there and I got excited, and I ran across a comic book auction that no one had bid on anything. And I was looking up, and I ended up spending like $400 on comic books, and I comped it out. I mean, I'm talking 10 cents on the dollar, so I have $4,000 of the
Is
comic
that
books
how
that
you
are in
write
my
it?
them all into one shipment. Hibid, yeah, Hibid.
it's it's
So that's a good
back.
place I
It's
found.
backwards.
But the thing that, yeah, there you go. So I mean, that's good. What you really need to find, the best place I've found to source is local auctions. Like in my area, it's Max Soul,
Mm-hmm.
CT Bids.
Yeah. See, I don't have but
I got
one
a
of
horse there
those in
somewhere.
my area, and they don't work very well. Those you got to you.
But
They don't
that
have
you
any
need to look
shipping.
in your area. There's
The
got to be something.
local
And
auction
if you
sites.
go on high bid, you can sort to your area. And if you can find stuff local, you can pick it up. On high bid, every once in a while, I get some stuff in Tampa and Largo. There's two people that do it on there. But CT Bids, they have one in Tampa. They have one down in Bradenton, which I can drive to. And then, you know, I like to buy stuff and go pick it up. It's a lot cheaper. Shipping is what kills you, especially if you're talking about artwork.
I'm writing something.
Put this in the
Does that look right
reel.
now? Yay! Oh, my C's off. My C's off. I wrote my C backwards.
Yeah,
I
high
apparently
bid's
didn't write it
right.
backwards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine. Highbid.com.
You gotta.
We're not
There's a.
advertising for them.
You
You don't
gotta
have to put that
write
shit
it
up.
back. You gotta write it.
I'm
Anyway,
dyslexic,
I
so I
want to
don't know
talk
what you're
about
doing.
pocket watches.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
So
pocket
what's up with
watches for
your
just a
pocket
minute,
watches?
because
I'm gonna. You know
pocket
what?
watches
I've
are.
thought
You
about
know,
this. You know what I'm gonna do, Joel? I have probably bought
I'm
200
sorry.
watches. I have bought like 200 watches. I'm gonna find them, put them in a box, and ship them to you. Because I'll never list them.
I'm sorry that my sentence interrupted your comment.
You know what?
He's
I
like,
can mute you. Just remember that. Yeah. How you like me now? I'm getting over
anyway,
this
I
cold,
want to
man. I
talk
feel
about
so much
pocket
better.
watches.
Woo!
I
I
want
feel
to
so
talk.
much better,
Let's
man.
see. Let's
I
see.
went to Atlanta to help with the company, and everybody in the building's sick, and I got the flu. So I spent Saturday and Sunday in bed drinking, chugging NyQuil. Wake up every 5 minutes. I slept for like 48 hours straight.
Okay, so
I've never done that. I felt like a big bear just hibernating. Like, get up, eat a little bit, have some nuts and
I'm going to
berries.
show you guys. Well, he's talking about nuts and berries and NyQuil. I'm going to show you guys some pocket watches. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. So
You're going to
you
show
can
us
ask
your
me
nut and
what I've
berries?
learned,
No, that's not
and
what I
we
was
always
talking
try to
about.
do a learning session. So I'm going to show you a couple pocket watches, ladies and gentlemen, and I want you to kind of look at some things, because here's the thing: we want you to learn. If we spent the time researching something and learned something, we want to share it with you guys. That's part of Pocket Change's motto, is we're not in this to just tell you how much money we made, how great we're doing, and make you envious. So we're here because we want to see our community be a whole lot better, build their brand, build their sales up, because
Yeah.
it's just like the farmer who sold and always grew the quality corn. We've said this before. And the reporter asked him, "Why do you give away your seed?" He said, "Because if my neighbors have bad corn, it weakens mine." So here's the thing. We want everybody to be successful with this. So I'm going to show you a couple pocket watches. So this is Exhibit A, right here. Exhibit A. It's just a plain, there's no design on it. You know, no design. You can see my computer setup. No design. Just a plain Jane pocket watch. Got a gold face. It's not working right now because I don't have the thing pushed in. Actually, it is working. It's running. Okay, so that's A. Here's B. Real shiny, real pretty. Nice. Look at that eagle face. Real nice. Okay. And this is Exhibit C. That's a gold train on a silver background. Got a real pretty design on the backside. There's your face right there. It's upside down. Still backwards because I'm showing it through a camera, but real, real nice. Now, which one, ladies and gentlemen, do you think is worth the most? It's an interesting question, isn't it? If you said this one, you're flat wrong. It is worth about $7. So you better get it for 2 or less.
Yeah.
It's worth about 7, and you'll see these all over. There's different designs, different fronts on this. It just happens to be the eagle. I've got one that has Gettysburg or Appomattox, I think, on it. Civil War. It was sold at like Gettysburg. These are all over everywhere. These literally sell on eBay for like $7. So if you're gonna make any money, you better get it for less than 2. If you said this one, you're wrong too. You're wrong as well. Even though it's probably the prettiest one I showed, you're
Yeah.
wrong. You buy it on eBay for $15, so you need to get it for 7 or less, preferably around 5. Then you got back to Exhibit A, your plain Jane. This one here, even though it's a battery motion, all these were battery watches, it is the most valuable. It is the oldest one in the group, and it's the most valuable. And actually, ladies and gentlemen, the most valuable pocket watch ever sold at an auction was one very similar to this, except it was silver. It was 100% silver. And it belonged to like King Richard, late 19th or 18th century. There in Great Britain, so y'all can look up, see who it is, and you can look it up. I don't know all the research on it, but it was just a plain Jane pocket watch. It was his everyday pocket watch. It was the one he carried every day. So here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be fooled by shiny, pretty things, or even things that look like they could be. Do your research, because here's the thing. There again, sourcing, you're going to get taken for a ride. I wish I had my most valuable pocket watch that's for sale in here, but I don't. I can tell you right now, stuff like this right here, that's called a lady's pendant watch. They ain't worth a whole lot. They're just not. You see some of the ladies' pocket watches, wind-up style from back in the 1800s. They are worth about a third of what the male ones are. They're much smaller. They're still worth quite a bit of money if you can find one, especially if you find one that's got gold-plated. But they're not worth as much as the men's watches because ladies tend to take care of their stuff better than the guys did. So men's watches are more valuable, not because it's a men's watch, but because there's less of them, because they were carried through the work day, through everything. See, guys, if you see one fancy like this, built back in the, it's a wind up, it's probably more modern. Plain Jane ones are worth more money because generally they're older. You carried that to work every day, you didn't need it to be fancy. And that's kind of the thing. But men's pocket watches are worth more as a general rule because Ben beat them up, and then when they broke. Now Ben's already said I need to get good at fixing watches because what's interesting is I'm going to show you one other thing too that you're going to think is crazy. Out of my whole collection right now, this right here is the most valuable, and it's not even a pocket watch. This right here, if I can get the spring to unwind to where it will actually wind up again, if somebody wound it way too tight. This is a Swiss-made stopwatch. It's an old mechanical stopwatch. Silver, has a flip down back, and the reason they did these flip down backs was so that you'd have something to hold. So you held it like that.
Yeah.
You hold it in your hand, usually slipped it between your middle finger, actually like that right there. And you'd hold it and you work it with your thumb. Yeah. These right here are worth about 75 to 100 bucks a piece if you can find them. And that was the one item that I really saw out of that whole lot, and I wanted it, and I get it, and it's wound too tight. So there's a couple ways to fix it. One of the ways is to get it to where it's running, and if you can get it to run just a little bit, sometimes you're going to run. If I can show it on the camera, I don't know if I can show it on the camera. Is it moving? No, it ain't moving. There it goes. You can see it moving. I'm just basically twisting it, letting it run down the spring a little bit. And it's probably going to take
Move.
2 or 3 hours doing that to get it to run down enough to unwind that spring. But
Yeah, you can see it moving.
yeah,
So
moving
that's
a
cool.
little bit. But it's worth quite a bit of money. I mean, and it still works. Just got to get that spring unwound. If that don't work, I'm going to have to take it apart. But these are worth quite a bit. And if you can look close, I don't know if you can see that. No, it's too close. It's not focused. It says Swiss right down there above the 30.
Yeah. Yeah,
There
I see
are
it.
fake ones, but the ones that say Swiss are the ones you want. So there's your tidbit, ladies and gentlemen. The biggest piece of junk I bought is this right here. Looks pretty, but it's broke. And it ain't
That
worth
doesn't
looking
look
into.
good either. I mean, you can look at it and see it's a
It's not.
hunk of junk.
It's not. I'm not even going to put a battery in and try it because number one, my hands broke off of it. Number two, even if it had the flap that folds over, it would be worth about $3. And if you're not prepared to take them apart and fix them and spend a ton of money on a watch kit like I did and start learning how
Yeah.
to fix them, then you're going to pay a lot more for them. So you got to be even more careful because you can find them
Yeah,
broken all the time.
the crazy thing is my grandfather collected and fixed watches and clocks.
Mine
And your
too.
grandfather did the same
I wish
damn
I'd have
thing.
learned.
And we both had the opportunity. I went to stay with my grandfather one summer, and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna teach you how to do this." And I did it for a couple of days, and he's like, "You're not paying attention, boy." And I'm like, "Yeah, I really don't give a shit." Now I look back on that moment and go, "Man, I should have learned how to fix clocks and watches." I mean, he was.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a little crazy. I mean, the whole house he had like 400 clocks, and when you be there
Yeah.
and the midnight would happen, don't scare the crap
You
out of you. You think you're in a horror flick, but you know,
But
it
you can buy broken pocket watches, Elgins and Westclocks and all these name brand worth $1,000 to $1,500 watches that are broken. You can buy them broken for like $200.
yeah,
And if you fix them, which really just means resetting the works, changing some gears, stuff like that. If you can learn to fix them, you can make a ton of money. I mean, and
yeah,
you
it's
can buy some of them. Sometimes you can get them with no hands and broken, and all you got to do is replace the hands. I saw one on Shop Goodwill the other night. I was like, if that was running, that's a $1,500 watch, and it literally went for $53.
yeah.
But I don't know how to
So
fix it yet, and I'm not willing to, try
yeah,
it yet. But I'm
until
going
you
to.
taken the class and you know how to do it, don't invest. I agree. The same thing here, man. I mean, when I lived in California, the old man that lived behind me, um, I got to know him because I had made my whole backyard really nice, and he used to come over and talk to me over the fence. And one day he said, "Well," and he had an aviator, whatever, birds. There was always these birds, and he had his whole backyard was awesome, probably in like 1975. And since then, his wife had passed. Everything was overgrown, but he had a cool backyard, and he wanted to show me his backyard. When I walked in, he had clocks. The whole house was just full of clocks. And then we got to talking about my grandfather, and I had a clock my grandfather had given me, which I had overwound. And then he said, "Bring it over," and he fixed it. It always hung in the living room, and then I started running it, and that lasted like 2 days because my wife's like, "Does that thing have to dong every like hour?" Yeah, that's how it works, man. It's cool. Boom. It's 1 o'clock. Boom, boom. It's 2 o'clock. Yeah, she's like, "Unwind that." Yeah, okay. I got like two grandfather clocks and a really nice clock that were my granddad's, but you know,
I'm not into clocks, ladies and gentlemen. Here's why. Same thing I'm learning with paintings, and you know I'm into art, but I've had to draw my
yes,
size back down. Because you start getting an
yeah,
item that's going to ship for $100 and it's only worth like
yeah,
$30, but just because somebody decided to make it really big, nobody wants to
yeah,
buy that. Nobody wants to buy that.
yeah. You want small
So
stuff.
that's
I have started buying what'll fit in a 24 by 24 max for artwork,
mm-hmm,
and that's a good size to ship. Once you get over that 24 by 24, the cost goes up beyond.
astronomically.
Even though you're pushing that to the customer, if you have something that is 26 by 28, now the box is going to go up. Your cost of buying the
Mm-hmm,
box is going from, hey, I can get a 24 by 24 by 6 inch box because you want to pad it for about $2 to $3. Once you get above that, you're at like $10 to $15 for a box. So just the
just for the
box is going to cost you
box.
that. And then the shipping
Mm-hmm,
goes out of control. It's like it
mm-hmm.
goes from being an item that you can ship for about $25 to an item that's going to cost them $50 to ship and going to cost you $15 for a box. So figure all that in. Now
Mm-hmm.
you find the right artwork that's worth that kind of money. I think at that point you just start building wooden cases and putting egg crates in there, and you make it all real nice. And you start selling $4,000 paintings. But we're not there yet.
That brings up an interesting thing you just said there. You know, if it's worth that kind of money, yes, get you a little Brad gun from Harbor Freight or some cheap
Yeah,
tool company and a little compressor. Get you some scrap. Start getting scrap pallets from somebody's work or whatever. And the little, I'm
yeah,
talking about the little pallets, the little plywood pallets, not the big, nice, good pallets. And just start building your frame, padding it up. Here's the big kicker: getting there, you got to know what you're doing. You got to build up a reputation. As soon as you get there, I kid you not, somebody, because I'm seeing it already with some of my more expensive paintings. I'm sure Ben's is too. Somebody's going to continuously throw you some stupid offer. I got a
yeah.
really
Oh yeah,
nice Thomas Kincaid painting. It's worth about $100. I've got it listed for $69.99, and I kid you not, every other day I get a bid. I get an offer for $20. And I'm like, I'm not selling that painting that's worth $100 that I'm already at $70 for 20. It's not happening. I don't
yeah,
care. I'll hang it on my own cotton picking wall before I do that. But somebody's going to do that. So just get ready for it. It's going to happen even before you get to the $4,000 paintings. Can you imagine somebody at $4,000 they're going to offer you $20? Is this episode 36?
that'd be 3 foot long subs. Yes, that's us. We got a 3 foot long sub
No, not
episode.
3 foot long subs.
Yeah,
Why do you turn your
36.
hearing aid up, old man? You
Three
need
foot
your
long subs.
headphones. I said
36.
30, episode
3 foot long.
36.
312s. What are you talking about? It's sub math. Come on. You don't do sub math?
Oh
$5 foot
no,
long. They don't have them
I
anymore.
don't do I don't do lady math either. My wife told me I bought a new pair of boots, right? So this is off subject, ladies and gentlemen, but I've got a Harley, and so I got the Harley Visa, right? That's what you got to do. You got to get the Visa to go along with your motorcycle. So I got that. Well, they give us points. They give me points that I can trade in for actual dollars for like things that I buy, like from Harley.com or from a Harley dealer, or if you get gas. And I don't know why his camera just went away, but um, so we get all our gas on it. So the other day I was getting a pair of I had my card, I had my points, my gift card, and I got a pair of boots. And my wife was like, "It was free. The boots were free." And I was like, no, we paid for it. but to her, it was free. So,
Boots are
you know,
free?
because it came off the gift card. So,
What?
you missed like the whole thing because you went like away. I don't know where you
I
went,
went
but you
away.
went
My
away.
camera went away, but I was still here. You said you get a Harley gift card and you get boots for free?
Oh my goodness. I explained the whole thing with points, and then you transfer the
Yeah.
points into dollars, and they give
Yes.
it to you on a gift card. And so then I
Yeah.
went and bought boots with a gift card, so it was free.
Yes.
But it wasn't really free because we had to spend money to get the points because my wife said we was going to get gas anyway.
Yeah. Nothing's free.
Anyway, nothing's free.
Nothing's free. I
But
agree.
anyway,
Although,
getting
when
back again, let me talk about one more thing while it's on my mind.
I,
This is a lead acid battery. This came out of a backup, and they call it UPSs, ups. If you see any UPS backups, buy them. You can buy them for dirt cheap. Most of the time, if you've got office complexes and you see them that they're throwing them out, get them. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. You can buy this battery for 35 bucks. Brand new for 35 bucks. The battery has gone bad. You can
yeah.
buy them, replace it, and you can sell the things. This one battery right here is 35 bucks. Okay. The unit
Okay.
that it goes in, once I fix it, will go for about 200 bucks.
Nice. So you're gonna start
And
doing
I got it
UPS
for
battery backups?
free. I got it for free because an office was throwing it away.
Nice. So you just need
So
to get
there's
those.
you. Let's face it, you're not watching this because Ben's and I are supermodels. You're not watching this because you just
Speak for
think we're that.
yourself. I'm a silver
You're
fox,
not
mother.
watching this because you think that
Look at how much
this is
hair I still
all
got at my
funny.
age. I'm
Because,
doing all right.
Lord, ladies and gentlemen, you see what I had to put up with? Do you see what I had to put up with? Anyway, if you're watching this, you're
I
watching
think
this
our
probably
audio
because
is
you're
not
a
syncing.
He's going to give me a headache. Anyway, back to what I was saying.
Raise your hand if you want to speak, because I think we. I can't do that. I can do it with this
I
hand.
can't
I
do it
can't
with
do it
this
with
hand. It don't work. It don't work. Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's Spock's cousin. Hi, hi. That out.
Anyway,
That was funny.
what was I saying? That was funny. You probably should cut it out. We are funny sometimes, but most
Yeah,
of
we
the
got to
time
cut
you're
that out.
watching this because you want
That's offensive
because
as
you want to
fuck.
learn how to resell. You want to learn how to resell, and so
Yes.
we're trying to tell you a lot of things. And we bought stuff that won't sell. Everything does sell eventually, but it doesn't sell for enough for you to have a profit. We've made all those mistakes. We're trying to keep you from making those. And here's the thing: I am further along because Ben's made a lot of mistakes before me, and he told me some things to not do. So, and I've listened. So as we tell you things don't do, or we tell you things we are doing that is working, put it in place. I mean, you got nothing to lose really by listening to other people talk about where they screwed up. But if you can go visit Office Complex and find out their ups, the throwing away, you can make a small fortune just off of doing that. And all you need is a Phillips screwdriver and one pair of pliers because you may have to pull some of the wires off. So this one here, I had to pull the wires out. But that's all you need to fit one, and you plug it back in and it doesn't work. Take the battery back out, put the plastic back on it, put it away because chances are you're going to get one that it will fit. I had 3 of them. One of them didn't work. Two do. So,
Nice.
of course,
There
I
you
put the
go.
big one
Yeah,
upstairs
that's a good point.
on my TV. Put the big one on my internet TV, so if the power goes out, I still have internet TV. Plus, it's kind of heavy because it weighs like 25, 30 pounds. So it'd be kind of heavy to ship. You really want smaller, more compact ones. But, those big ones sell for a whole lot more money. The one I got upstairs is worth a whole lot of money, but you can find
Uh,
them all the time being thrown out.
that sounds good, man. Yeah, I mean, anytime you come up with a good idea, that's a great idea. I never would have thought of that. I
Here you
also
go,
watch way
ladies and
too much.
gentlemen. Anyway, well, it's been an interesting show, ladies and gentlemen. We'll probably cut this down a little bit, filter it out, but you should have a good show. There's been a lot of information in this one for you.
Yes,
It's been some
and we
good
didn't get into any
times,
of the
some
stuff we said we were going
laughs.
to add this time. We were going to talk about
No, we didn't get
the.
none of it.
All right, so we're going to have to do another one. We got to make up for
Well,
one
we'll
week.
do. Oh Lord,
Rest of the week though, I'm working
we
late.
might just have to.
So
We just might have to skip a week. But
yeah, we're going
anyway,
to skip
ladies
a
and
week.
gentlemen, this will
The
be
boys
this will
were
be a
back
good
for
one
1 week,
here.
and then we were gone. So
Number 36 will be a good one for you to
heck yeah.
watch.
Now hopefully everything
Um,
renders because I'm on this random hotel Wi-Fi that I had to join. All right, man. All right,
Cross your
everybody. Thanks
fingers,
for
cross your
listening.
toes.
Have a wonderful day.